But I grew up thinking that China was like a third world country. And what I had visioned in my mind was there was so many people, it was dirty, there was smog everywhere, they ate disgusting food like cats and dogs, they ate pets.
Imagine robotic cities that function like living, breathing machines, futuristic real estate straight out of a sci-fi movie, and infrastructure so advanced, it'll leave you questioning what's possible.
For people, all the students, they come out one by one and they come and collect their food because they get notified by the app. I find that incredible because back in England, people would literally be waiting in corners, just waiting for the opportunity for somebody to drop the food down, and then they would quickly sneak in and grab the food.
They think we are the dumbest son of a bitches in the world, all right? They laugh at us.
How China excels in various aspects compared to the rest of the world, particularly the USA. From cutting-edge technology and infrastructure to education and economic growth, we'll explore the key areas where China has made remarkable strides. Get ready for an eye-opening journey. Let's get started.
Simon here. I am in downtown Shanghai, China. Unbelievable situation. I'm just right located next to a university, and what it is all this food is out here waiting for people, all the students. They come out one by one and they come and collect their food because they get notified by the app. I find that incredible because back in England, people would literally be waiting in corners, just waiting for the opportunity for somebody to drop the food down, and then they would quickly sneak in and grab the food. Honestly, that's the truth speaking there. I can't believe it. Another fantastic reason how China and society gets on. Truly incredible. From my point of view, I think it's amazing.
These are things that prove China is unlike any other country in the world, and the last one will shock you. There's a place in China that will make you feel like you're in another world. The Zhangjiajie National Forest Park is one of the most beautiful and interesting national park in the world, located in Hunan, China. There's a building covered with lush vegetation known as the Vertical Forest in Foshan, China. Most places have just an average bookstore that's nothing special, but in Chengdu, China, they took things to the next level, creating one of the most beautiful bookstores you could ever imagine. In Shanghai, China, there is a unique underground hotel. It utilizes an abandoned quarry. It's 288 feet high, and even at the bottom, the last two levels are completely underwater. Typically, homes can come with their own personal pool. But at this housing complex, it has a shared pool throughout it. Pretty cool, right? Does any of these things make you want to visit China?
We're a stupid country. China thinks we're a stupid country. A very stupid country. Take a look at Detroit. Take a look at our cities. We're a developing nation. We have to develop more than they do. We're way behind them. You take a look at what's happened to our cities. I know lots of folks in China. They think we are the dumbest son of a bitches in the world, all right? They laugh at us.
What if I told you the future isn't being written in Silicon Valley anymore? The world's biggest tech revolution is happening right now, and it's coming from China. By 2025, China's aiming to become the ultimate tech superpower, and they're not just dreaming, they're delivering. This isn't the China you think you know. Imagine robotic cities that function like living, breathing machines, futuristic real estate straight out of a sci-fi movie, and infrastructure so advanced, it'll leave you questioning what's possible. China's already dominating global exports, but it's their tech game that's truly jaw-dropping. From pushing the boundaries of AI, biotech, and 7G innovation to technologies you've never even heard of yet, they're reshaping the future faster than the world can catch up. And here's the kicker. While the rest of the world watches, China's pouring billions into research and development. making moves that could leave even the US playing catch up.
I really think America has made a huge mistake when banning this app, because now that we're all on Red Note, we're actually learning that a lot of the crap that they've been talking about China is absolutely not true. We're like, wait a second, you guys have universal healthcare? You don't have to pay for an ambulance when you get picked up to the hospital. You have amazing cars for very low prices. Huawei, the amazing phones they have, are also so much better than iPhones. And all of that is forbidden here. We cannot have any of that. Wait a second, you can walk at night outside and not be afraid? There's no mass unalivings in schools? What? What's that like? And I had someone comment on my Red Note being like, now that you're here, I hope you can see that we're not the beasts that, your news made us seem to be. And I was like, we never thought you guys were. I feel like we always knew it was bullshit. And yeah, no country's perfect. There's a lot of issues everywhere in this world. But it's very interesting. We're learning much more, I think, than they wanted us to know. And I think that's not a very good idea for our government. Also, I'm shocked by how quickly people are picking up Mandarin. Like, I feel like you guys need to teach me. How do I do this as quickly as you? Because it's incredible. Like, Americans from Alabama are now speaking fluent Mandarin in like 3 days.
I feel like I have been brainwashed. So as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I am married to my husband who is from China. He's Chinese, from Beijing. So in the last few years that we've been together, I have learned so much about China that I had absolutely no idea about. And then it was reinforced to me when we went to China for a month this February to March, how much I did not know and what I thought I knew about China is totally a lie. I don't know if that's just because I grew up in a small city in Saskatchewan, Canada, that we believe these things, or if this is just like a Canadian or Western thing that we've been told about China. But this is kind of actually so super embarrassing. But I grew up thinking that China was like a third world country. Like, the pictures and what I had visioned in my mind was there was so many people, it was dirty, there was smog everywhere, they ate disgusting food, like cats and dogs, they ate pets. What I thought was Chinese food was like our Western Chinese food, like sweet and sour chicken balls and fortune cookies, which is not a thing there apparently. That blew my mind. Yeah. That they weren't very friendly, that they're very pushy because there's so many people that they want to get in and out of lines fast. And all of that is so wrong. Like, that they're oppressed people because it's a communist country and they have like no rights. I feel so ridiculous admitting this because after being there saying this now is just like, wow. But I feel like I owe it to my husband, the people of China, the people of Canada that have grown up thinking the way that I did, my in-laws that were so gracious to take care of us and house us for that month. I feel like I owe it to them to give my truthful opinion now that I have been in the country and experienced it firsthand myself. Their food is incredible, and I thought I was a picky eater and I ate pretty much everything there. Small quantities because I'm not a big eater, but the food is so good. Every restaurant has like a 20-page menu. There are so many options, and now that I'm back in Canada, going out for supper just doesn't excite me anymore. It's expensive. The fruit, sometimes it's hit and miss if it's good enough, or good if it's good at all. I really miss the food there. The people were so nice and friendly. Even though they can't talk to me, they tried. They would wave and say like 1 or 2 words that they could in English. They tried to ask me questions because they were curious. about like where I'm from. It's such a progressive country. I mean, I was in Shanghai, Beijing, and then I also went to Tianjin for a day. Super clean. Every building looks different. The architecture, they have like the more modern new buildings, and then they have their old traditional like temples and stuff, which are so beautiful. And their cars, like they have a lot more electric cars and different brands that we don't have here. Their phones, like we have the monopoly of iPhone, there they have Huawei and other things. Like, I just feel like I have been lied to and missed out on so much of life. For the most part, the people don't seem like they feel oppressed. They actually enjoy that there's cameras everywhere because they feel more safe, is what I've picked up. And you do feel very safe in the country. Like, I could go and walk around. I mean, I have no idea where I'm going and I can't talk to anybody, but I would feel safe wandering around aimlessly at night. You don't see like the gun problem. You don't see homeless people around. There isn't much for like garbage on the streets. Drugs are not a big issue there. You don't see people like passed out on the sidewalk, worried about if they've overdosed or not, or stepping on dirty needles. Like, that's not a thing there. The subway station. I loved using the subway station. I could get anywhere I wanted for really cheap. It ended up being like $1 to get across, or $2 to get across Beijing on the subway. And it's safe and it's clean. Whereas in other places I've used the subway, like you see videos in the States, and I've used the subway in Europe, mostly in like London area, and wouldn't do it on my own. But China, I could do that no problem. And I have never seen anyone eating cats, dogs, bats. Like, that's crazy. The food markets, yes, they're busy, but they're not dirty. They're a very clean country. So I can only imagine like all of the other things I think about other countries and how those are wrong too. I've gone to Europe a few times. I obviously need to get out and explore the world more, because the fact that I thought this was the normal and I know everything about every country is ridiculous.
Let's chat about Red Note and culture shock. So a bunch of people hopped on Red Note because TikTok's being banned. It makes sense, right? And what they learned was that life in China is a lot better than we have it here. I've been working with Chinese factories for like 10 years, and I've spent more than a little bit of time out there, sometimes up to 2 months at a time, and I gotta tell you, the people there are very much like the people here. We all like to do the same things. We all like to go to the store. We all like to go hang out with our friends and raise our kids and do the thing, you know? But their situation is just night and day compared to ours. And I find that just amusing as shit. And I really wonder what us Americans are going to do about it.
Thanks for joining us on this eye-opening journey into how China excels in various aspects compared to the rest of the world, especially the USA. From technology and infrastructure to education and economic growth, we've uncovered some fascinating insights into China's remarkable advancements. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating content. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll explore another exciting topic. Until then, keep discovering and staying curious about the world around you. See you next time.